Can NLP help determine the right career for you? Stay tuned. Hey, this is Damon Cart from NLP Gym. Neuro-linguistic programming is the study and the technology of creating the life that you desire. And for the past several years, I've been studying and mastering NLP in order to create the life that I desire, and now to help you create the life that you desire. So if that sounds good, please click subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get these videos on a regular basis. This question actually comes from one of my subscribers, Mila, who sent me an email asking if NLP can help her determine what is the right career for her, because she's 29 years old and she's been trying a lot of different things. She's gotten into various interests or various types of careers or started to learn it, only to find that something really wasn't working for her, or something, there was a part about it that she really didn't enjoy, or maybe she got into it and suddenly she lost interest, and she's feeling this pressure that she must figure something out soon. She's 29. People are also pressuring her from the outside, saying, you know, she needs to find something and stick with it and create a career that way. So she's looking to NLP to help her determine what that is. So the short answer to this is that no, NLP is not really a tool that can help determine what's the right career for you. What NLP can help you do is it can help you get very clear about what it is that you want and what will fulfill you, and it can also help you create a strategy in order to get there. The difference here is more about mindset and framing. One of the things that Mila put in her email was the 4 letters of her Myers-Briggs determined personality type. And these are very popular right now. I notice them even on dating apps whenever people are putting in their profile what their 4-digit Myers-Briggs personality type is. And these personality type questions or quizzes are very popular on social media. What's interesting to me about this is how obsessed we are about finding out who we are, what is our personality type, and where do we fit best. We're looking for where do we belong? Where do we belong in a career? Where do we belong in life itself? And actually, I think this is a problem, or this creates a problem, because what it does is it boxes you in. Now, another word for box I'm going to use is category. We're looking for our category. Who are we? Where do we belong? Where do we fit? What is our category? In this case, the category is a career, but within that career, within that category, where do I fit? So you might look at it like this. Here's me. Here's the category or the box called career, and then the greater box called life. Here's the thing. You as a person are far too big to fit into a box. Category is very important. Category is how we organize meaning in our lives. The problem is that if we're able to come up with a category, which is conceptual, categories aren't real, we make them up. If I'm able to come up with a category, how then am I able to fit myself into that category? That's the problem, and that's what creates a lot of suffering. And so when people are looking for a career, basically they're looking for a box to fit themselves into, but you can't fit yourself into that box. It's way too small, because this is just a concept that you've come up with, a category that you've come up with. And you can say, well, no, there's careers out there. Yes, there's careers out there. And there's this thing we call career, but how am I making that up in my mind? How am I perceiving that? So anytime you've tried to fit yourself into a category, fit yourself into a box, you're always going to find that it never fully meets your needs. It's always going to cause some at all. When people, especially when they're right out of high school, they're pressured to go into college, find a major and stick with that. and then finish in 4 years or 5 years, come out with a degree, go straight into a job. That is your career for the rest of your life. And who does this anymore? Not many people. In fact, as the generations go on from the baby boomers, fewer and fewer people are actually sticking with one career. And that really supports what I'm saying here. You're not going to get all your needs met by fitting yourself into a career, trying to find, where do I belong? You don't belong in a concept in your mind. So stop looking for the box that you're going to fit in. And I would take this even further and say, stop looking for the place that you fit in the world. Stop looking for where you belong in the world. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't belong anywhere. That doesn't mean that there isn't a good career for you. It just means that looking at it that way is going to cause problems, more problems than it solves. My best career advice to you is to let go of this idea that there is a right career for you, or that there is a right place for you. Certain careers will satisfy you more than others. Certain careers will meet more or less of your needs. But when you're approaching career as if you're looking for the right one, the right place, the right fit, you're probably going to be disappointed every time. So what do I suggest in a situation like this? Because we need to have a career, right? We need to make money. We need to do something that gives us some sense of meaning. What I suggest that you do is create the life that you want to live. Create the life that you desire. Create the life that fulfills your values. And along the way, create a career or get a career or make up a career that's going to serve that. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to go out and start your own business. But along the way of creating the life you desire, the career becomes a part of that rather than you trying to fit yourself into the career. So it might look something more like this. These are just some categories. They don't have to be your categories, but something like this, where here's your career, here's life, and here's your vision of your life. And these are stairs, and you're walking up these. So each one supports what it is you want. Each one supports the life you're wanting to create. Now, this is an ongoing process. This is something you can do for the rest of your life. So it's about discovering what it is you value, and it's creating value and sharing that value with people and moving through that and developing that and then becoming good at something. This takes time. You can't just suddenly know exactly what it is and just snap your fingers and it's all there. This is a process. And so she's 29 trying to discover this and figure this out. And at 29, I certainly didn't have it all figured out. At 35, I finally had an epiphany. I finally, after lots of NLP training, got very clear about what it is that I wanted, and I got very clear that the career that I was currently in was making me miserable and it wasn't working. So from that, I was able to create a strategy and keep moving through this, keep discovering more and more what I wanted, what I was interested in, and then strategizing how to create that, how to bring that into my life. So I looked at it from an approach of what was a life that I wanted to create, and within that life, what career would I have? Now, I held this loosely. I didn't know it all right away, and I knew to hold it loosely because you can have a lot of ideas about what it is you want to do, and then you start trying them, and then they don't work for you, they're not interesting, you lose interest, you get bored, whatever it is. So have a bigger vision of the overall life that you want. And what are the components of it that support that life? It's inevitable that your career will be a part of that. So as you're going through that process of learning, of figuring this out, you will gain an expertise. You will get good at something. And right now we live in the most amazing time where we have something called the internet. And if you watched any of Gary Vaynerchuk, who goes on and on about this, that this is the best time ever to start a business because finally the little guy, the person who didn't have the Ivy League schooling, who didn't have all the breaks, can learn online how to create an online business or how to take the value that they offer and present it to the world, because we have all these platforms, all these social media platforms and platforms on the web where we can put our content out there. So like I said, you don't have to do that. I'm just saying that this is an enormous opportunity to follow your passion, follow what inspires you, follow what drives you, that you're interested in. And those are all good clues as to what your career could be in, is what inspires you? What are you passionate about? Now here's the thing, your career doesn't have to be your level 10 passion. That's something that I've let myself off the hook a few years ago. I realized my greatest passion in life doesn't have to be my career. What does have to be my career is something I'm interested in, something I'm inspired to do, something I enjoy doing. Doesn't have to be the top, doesn't have to be 10, but it has to be pretty high up there, because otherwise I'm not going to be very good at it, or I'm not going to put too much into it. I'm not going to provide very much value if I'm not really into what it is that I'm doing. And the same goes for you. If you're just trying to fit yourself into a career and you're trying to find that right place, and it serves you 50% or it fulfills you only 50%, or even worse, it's just paying you money and it's just a paycheck, and so you feel like you're stuck doing it, that you have to do it, and people keep telling you need to stick with something, so you feel bad if you leave that job or you leave that career, so you just stick with it. It's not worth doing that. Your life is too short to do that. This idea that you make enough money so that you can someday have enough money to then enjoy it, no, I'm telling you right now, that is not the way to go. You should be enjoying your life along the way, and it won't always be fun. Sometimes it'll be hard, especially if you have high expectations or you have any expectations that something's going to work and it doesn't. That never feels good, but it's just part of the process. When you try something out and it doesn't work out, it doesn't meet your expectations, that's a good learning. Now you know this thing doesn't work for you and it's time to move on. With NLP, this discovery process is a lot easier. You have an entire technology devoted to you creating the life that you desire, creating what it is that you want. There's a lot of unknowns and there's a lot of darkness when it comes to trying to figure it all out, trying to figure out what makes you happy, trying to figure out what career is going to be best for you. So NLP is a technology that you can use that gives you a methodology, a way to figure this stuff out much faster, and also to enjoy it along the way, to feel good as you do it. Apply NLP to career, but do it in the way that you're looking at your entire life. What do I want as a whole in my life? And how does my career support that? And again, go for the things that interest you, that inspire you, that you're passionate about, that you could do over and over and over and still enjoy, and something that helps you to learn and grow as you do it. These are the clues to what is your ultimate career. And here's the thing, it doesn't matter at what age you're doing this. Just because you're 29 years old doesn't mean that anything is closing in on you. As you're figuring this out, as you're creating an expertise, you will be able to then create value for people. And along the way, you can sell that. You can put that value out on the internet for if nothing else, and people will pay for it. So stop trying to figure out what kind of personality type you are, where do you fit, what's the right career for you, or where do you belong? Because you belong right where you are, and you're fine just like you are. Just follow that passion, follow that drive, see where it takes you, and along the way, cultivate those skills so that you can then offer value. Check out my website, nlp-gym.com. There you will find some free NLP training as well as some free hypnotic inductions. You can download those right to your phone, to your computer, your tablet, and get to work on those instantly. Also, check out my Facebook page, like and follow so you can know what it is that I'm up to at any given time, what online trainings I'm putting out there, what talks I might be giving possibly in your area. Last but not least, if you like this video, please click like right down here and subscribe if you haven't already. Take care.